Field research may now resume activities outside the facility.
Hello. Have a nice day.
gone from incoherent noises, grainy visuals, and flitting shadows to a repeatable illusion, clear and vivid. We've finally determined the range at which C-effects can produce distinct induced illusions. They're still lacking specific details and features for now, but we can already create projections of both physical objects and images born from the human subconscious.
rip. Rusty, come in.
Saw Yatov yesterday. Dead. Ghastly and decomposing. As he walked around the corner, he passed me by with a blank stare. Didn't even look at me. Then the next morning he strode past me again. Alive and well. And greeted me as if nothing had happened. Not a trace of decay. I checked the center. It's powered down. It was off yesterday too. What does this imply? Do these illusions continue after the VPC is shut down? Have we made them too tangible? Or perhaps the issue lies with me, and I'm seeing things that don't exist.
My initial hypothesis is confirmed. The Psi influence within the ranges in which we operate at the center doesn't entirely cease even after a complete shutdown. We'll continue with the experiments on induced illusions, but all participants will receive specialized recovery medications from now on. Moreover, we are developing an emergency security system to shut down the station if the Psi influence within its range exceeds acceptable levels. Professor Razumovsky has been transferred to the mainland and won't be participating in further research at this facility. I'm hopeful for his eventual recovery.
Attention. A malfunction occurred during the launch of the mirror. Clear the rails of any foreign objects immediately. Attention. A malfunction occurred during the launch of the mirror. Clear the rails of any foreign objects immediately. proceed to your seats.
Thank you for establishing a secure connection. I was able to retrieve the information you requested. The Controller Project was responsible for the creation of phantoms as part of its research into induced illusions. However, all related data is highly classified and never went public. Fortunately, we have a list of the scientists involved in the project. If any of them are alive and in the zone, you may be able to get your information straight from the horse's mouth, as it were.
Do you know anyone on that list?
Regrettably, no. But I know someone who could assist you. Richter. He used to be a guide, but now his work mostly revolves around finding people. He's just the man you need.
This Richter guy's all over the place. Seems to know everyone in the zone. Where do you know him from?
If not for him, Scar and I wouldn't be working together right now. I was interested in meeting him, and Richter arranged it. I wouldn't recommend someone unless I was certain of their competence. Richter knows his way around the zone. If anyone from this list is still here, he'll track them down for you.
Do you know where I can find Richter?
When he's not busy with his clients, he usually frequents the 100 Rods bar in Rostock. Try looking for him there. You can ask our guide. He'll help you find your way there. Raspy's gone dark. Do we head in, or wait a little longer? Just hold on. We've got a little time left. Why does he always want to play the fucking scouts? Strelok warned us against going in alone. Once he gets back, we're gonna remind him about how the customer's always right.
Hello.
I can't concentrate. They won't leave me alone.
More work?
No time to myself,
No
even in the exclusion zone.
Yeah, don't be a stranger.
Please be aware that alcohol consumption does not enhance cognitive functions. Visiting the bar during work hours is strongly discouraged.
Turning into a zombie is the worst. I'd rather die.
Our security personnel have reported unauthorized attempts to bring live rodents into the STC. Please remember that field experiments should be conducted exclusively in the field.
Wait for guidance. Here's a good one. Meh, I heard that one back in boot camp.
Think you can tame a book? I've heard stories of a Stalker who walks around with a pseudo dog, but I've never met him myself.
All staff, please note that STC Malachite does not provide funding for experiments without clearly defined objectives.
You guys are hysterical. Okay, I got one too. Noah decides to gather 2 of every kind of animal. 10 wardens walk up to him and he says, I only need 2 of you brutes.
That's so funny I forgot to laugh.
In the case of an unsuccessful experiment, I strongly advise seeking immediate medical attention. Our doctor services are available at any time.
Wait until you laugh your asses off when I tell you some
I
whole
could sure go for a nice steam. Get back to the mainland.
When arranging field experiments, please remember that assignments with the guide are scheduled on a first come, first served, that alcohol consumption does not enhance cognitive functions. Visiting the bar during work hours is strongly discouraged.
Hello.
hilarious. Funny as an extra shift.
Have you heard of the Chimera? Yeah, a lot of people talk about it, but no one's ever killed it. Or studied it.
More work? No rush.
Turning into a zombie is the worst. I'd rather die fast.
Yeah, don't be a stranger.
Every emission gives me a split. Is it any more?
I can't concentrate. They won't leave me alone. No time to myself, even in the exclusion zone.
Wait for it, guys. Here's a good one.
In the case of an unsuccessful experiment, I strongly advise seeking immediate medical attention. Our doctor's services are available at any time.
You share everything you have in Rostock with a duty member. And it turns out, he wants Rostock
Everything in the
himself.
zone has always been up for sale. I was just the first to start selling. Whoa! Get lost. No, just come over when you got something to say.
You wanna chat? Do I look like radio to you? The best news is the news you uncover on your own. Or better yet, the news you make. Unless it's your obituary, of course. Gotta draw a line somewhere.
I need to find some people. Ozerski mentioned you might be able to help me with that.
You're making some friends, I see. Ozerski is a man with a heart of gold. When he's not being pain in the ass, anyway.
You seem pretty popular yourself. Are you some kind of recruiter? Bringing folks to Strider, mingling with scientists, cozying up to Scar. And you keep popping up wherever I go, too.
Must be the zone's will. Nah, there's a plenty of recruiters here without me. By the way, there's that stalker who showed up after the signal, Strelok. Ever heard of him? He's a legend around here. I hear he's putting together a new crew. He doesn't like what's going on in the zone and he wants to shake things up.
What happened to his old crew?
I could tell you they found lots of rare artifacts, left for the mainland, and lived happily ever after. But in reality, not everyone made it back from their trip to the monolith.
What's Trilok up to? What's his plan?
That's something you gotta ask the man himself. And if he doesn't trust you enough, you'll never find out. Strelok is the type who keeps his plans to himself.
How can I find this Strelok guy?
Nah. I might have said too much already. Either the zone's gonna help you, or Strelok will find you himself. But I don't think you two would hit it off right now. As long as you and Scar keep looking for the Shining Zone, you better stay away from Strelok. He doesn't trust or cooperate with anyone. Can you really blame him?
There are no trustworthy people in the zone. Sherlock's got that right. Looking for allies is a waste of time. Speaking of which, do you know anyone on this list?
I know one of them, Dvupalov. He's a real grump when he's sober, which, thankfully, isn't often. He's usually holed up in his old hideout and doesn't entertain visitors. If you want to talk to him, you'll need to bring him a collar from a mutant. He used to do some research with the collars, and now he just collects them. Talk about sentimental.
Is this the type of collar Dvupalov collects?
Wow! You've certainly been around the zone if you've managed to find one. You're shaping up to be quite the stalker. Now that you have the collar, you're good to head to Dvupalov's hideout. I'll send you the coordinates. If he asks you for a password, the answer is leash. Remember, if the professor offers you a drink, don't turn it down. It'll make the conversation smoother. But don't try to outdrink him either. You won't stand a chance.
Only morons believe that the zone can be changed or controlled. It can bend anybody on.
See ya.
Everything you're having was stock with a duty member.
I was just the
You want to
start selling information.
more stock itself.
What? I found folks in the zone I can trust. Sherlock just needs to try harder. Speaking of which, do you know anyone on this list?
I know one of them, Dvupalov. He's a real grump when he's sober, which, thankfully, isn't often. He's usually holed up in his old hideout and doesn't entertain visitors. If you want to talk to him, you'll need to bring him a collar from a mutant. He used to do some research with the collars, and now he just collects them. Talk about sentimental.
Is this the type of collar Dvupalov collects?
Wow! You've certainly been around the zone if you've managed to find one. You're shaping up to be quite the stalker. Now that you have the collar, you're good to head to Dvupalov's hideout. I'll send you the coordinates. If he asks you for a password, the answer is leash. Remember, if the professor offers you a drink, don't turn it down. It'll make the conversation smoother. But don't try to outdrink him either. You won't stand a chance. See ya.
How's it going, pal? Drop up.
The leash.
Come on in. Don't track your feet. If you only got one, don't expect a big payout. Where are your manners? Where do you think you're going, Stalker? Hand it over. You're new around here, aren't you? Or have I just forgotten you? I had an assistant I'll never forget, Nightingale. He was a delight to work with and a great drinking buddy. It's a shame he's gone. Think you can fill his shoes?
I wasn't planning to. I'm here about...
I know what you're here about. The first ones in the house. But we'll enjoy it right here on the spot. You can fetch the bottle from my lab. It's just down the hall. You couldn't find it. Bottles tend to vanish into thin air around here. Must be yet another one of the zone's little wonders. Come on, take a seat. I have got a spare one. Hand it over. I had an assist.
Oh.
an elixir you'll lie to never forget? I'll remember. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
All right. Here's to our partnership.
Not even a flinch, huh? That sort of bravado isn't gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it. So, where are we? How about another one?
Let's toss another one back.
You're definitely not a grad student. That's a good thing. Look, about those scholars. Leave them out next time. The shop's closed. What's the point of stocking up on collars if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to bid it farewell. Bottoms up, Stalker.
What project are you talking about?
I told ya, Project Leash. The Mutant Control Project. They cooked up all sorts of freaks, then tried to make gadgets to bust them around and zap them remotely if things get out of hand. As you know, they fucked up the later parts. When the project got shelved, those colored mutants were supposed to die peacefully in their cages, not run amok in the zones poking stalkers. So much for a promising project. But I suppose promises are made to be broken. How about a drink to that stalker?
Let's have another one. Sure.
To abstract thinking. If man is the measure of all things, then the measure of a man is 3 shots of this magic vodka. So go ahead, ask your questions while I'm feeling charitable.
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create induced illusions?
Seen double, eh? You probably just had some bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha, and I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole 3-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It's out to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card for the lab. The colors were a crude instruments. The suppressors, on the other hand, they were designed to dampen abilities of a fine nature. Now, where did I put it? No, that's just some junk. Ah, look, a pickle. I'll save it for later. Fuck, where are you off to? The artifact just popped out of the stair. Grab it, Stalker.
Left. No, right.
Ah, you're light on your feet, Stalker. You can hang on to this one. You've earned it. You went after that artifact like a bullet from a gun. Seems like I gave the keycard for X5 to Sherpa after all. That's why I hate teetotalers. The bastard must have caught me in a good mood. Anyway, if you want the suppressor, you need to talk to that boring grad student yourself. He's over in Agropron, staying close to X5. And now for the fourth shots, the happiest of them all. Oh, good. This is my blissful kind of experiment. Here comes Oblivion. You, whippersnappers, should stay away from all this. Nothing good ever comes of it. And never will.
So why did you collect those collars anyway?
They're the only thing I have left to remind me of all my future scientific endeavors. Sentimentality, a quirk of human nature. Who can really say? Anyway, here's to leaving sentimentality behind.
You're the first Project X scientist I've met who's still alive. I'm curious to hear about it firsthand.
Believe me, those men of great learning would rather not have my tongue tarnish their legacy. So I'm more than willing to do exactly that. Here's the scoop. Project X was a bunch of charlatans, and I was the most shameless one of them all. How's that for a revelation?
You used to work with phantoms. Tell me about the ability to create them.
I used to work on lots of things, including that one, yeah. What can I say? It didn't pan out. Turns out, not a single subject was capable of controlling even a paltry ability like this.
What was the purpose of the controller project?
Producing one failure after another. No, really the project was meant to put the abilities of mutants to good use. But can we truly blame mindless creatures for their actions? Those in charge should have known right from the start that nothing could be changed. When you try to fix someone else's mistakes, you only end up making new ones. Move your ass already. hand...
Oh.
It's an elixir you'll light and never forget. I'll remember. Come on, have a seat. All right. Let's sample the goods. Let's have one. And then we can talk about what, where, and how much. Here's to the start of our partnership.
All right. Here's to our partnership.
Not even a flinch, huh? That sort of bravado is gonna impress me. When you're drinking, you've gotta put your heart into it. So, where are we? How about another one?
Let's toss another one back.
You're definitely not a grad student. That's a good thing. Look, about those scholars. Leave them out next time. The shop's closed. What's the point of stocking up on collars if I don't have a leash? It was a promising project, sure. But it's time to bid it farewell. Bottoms up, Stalker.
Okay. Bottoms up, Professor.
I see you're a man of ambition. Great aspirations, I'd even say. I'll drink in me for one. That's what I like about you. Maybe I'd like Sherbat too if he could drink like a man. But he just comes in, asks questions, and fumbles around. What am I supposed to talk to someone like that about, Let's take you, for instance. What do you want to talk about?
How do you destroy phantoms and defeat someone who can create induced illusions?
Seen double, eh? You probably just had some bad vodka. Try some of mine. It's good for more than just keeping radiation at bay.
When I saw the man who created those phantoms, I was stone cold sober.
Ha ha ha. And I was stone cold sober when I saw evidence that it was impossible. But who am I to forbid you from living in a world of illusions? If you're really so eager, drag your ass to X5. That's where the whole three-ring circus used to be. Try to find a blueprint for the suppressor. It's out to help you. I'm all out of vodka anyway. Come on. I'll give you the key card for the lab. The colors were a crude instrument. The suppressors, on the other hand, they were designed to dampen abilities of a fine nature. Now, where did I put it? Look, no, that's just some junk. Ah, look, a pickle. I'll save it for later. Fuck, what are you up to? The artifact just popped out of the steel! Grab it, Stalker!
Left. No, right. Catch that sucker! Left. No, right.
I am at the point of excremum.